Hello there. Welcome back to Grade 12 Accounting. In this video, I want to look at a question on budgets. And this is a question for according to this question paper. And we are going to go through the question and then answer what's required. Our question is, you are provided with information related to Trident Traders. The business is owned by Billy Trident. Billy has only one driver to deliver the goods. So on the required part, 4.1 is differentiate between cash budget and projected income statement. According to this video, we are only going to look up starting from 4.2, and then we also look at 4.3, and we are also going to look at 4.4. So these are the sections that we're going to look at according to this video. So we're going to start on the first part, which say complete the data collection schedule for March and April 2024. So you can just try to go through the information that we are given in the question. So if you go to our information, this is our information according to the question. We've got information A, we have given the summary of total sales, whereby we are having the actual and the budgeted information. Then we have got our cash sales, 20% of total sales. So what does it mean? It means our credit sales are going to be 100 minus 40, which is going to give us 60%. So 60% comes the proportion that we have in terms of credit sales. Then on the information B, we have given expected data collection, whereby given that credit sales are to be collected as follows. So we've got points there that are going to guide us in the calculation of collection for data. So then we go to see we are given purchases of stock and payment to creditors. So you are supposed to go through the information before you start to answer the question up to information E. So that's the information that are given according to the question. So now if you go to the answer section, I would say that we are given the data collection schedule is already prepared and we've got some pre-entered figures that we have there. So the first figure that we want to find is the credit sales for April. Credit sales for April of the year, which we are going to put here. So we go to the information that we are given and try to see if we have any hint that is going to lead us to credit sales for April. So we can just go there and try to see what we have according to credit sales for April. So we are now having our budgeted sales is 4,800,000. 4,800,000. So our credit sales, remember the proportion that we calculated for our credit sales there, which is our 60%. So we are going to calculate our credit sales for April, and they are saying the proportion for credit sales is 60% according to what we calculated. Remember, we were given cash sales at 40%, and subtracted from the 100%, then we got 60%, which is going to represent our credit sales. So on the calculation of our credit sales now, we are just going to say 60%, which is 60 over 100, and then we multiply by 4,800,000. So you see that calculating it correctly there, you are going to get your answer is 2,880,000. So this is the answer that we have. So we are going to enter that as our answer for the credit sales for April in the data collection schedule. We come here. We are saying 2 million. Here, that's why we put our credit sales for April, 2,880,000. So this is the information that I'm given. Then on the next item that we need to enter, we are going to fill in terms of collections for March at this point. So we are saying credit sales for this is the column for credit sales. Remember, the column that we are given here is for credit sales. So we are saying credit sales for let's just try to make it easier there. Credit sales for February that are going to be received in March. Credit sales for February that are going to be received in March are going to come in. So February is a month before March. So obviously we are saying the credit sales for February that are going to be received in the following month. So these are the ones that we want to calculate. So we go to the information that we are given there in terms of the instructions of calculation collection, in terms of which one is the percentage which is going to be received in the following month. So if you come in, you see that the point 2 is saying 50% after 30 days, first month after sale. So this is the credit sales for March. After 1 month, it will be now April. So we go there and see the credit sales that are given or the month before, which is the credit sales for March that are going to be received for February that are going to be received in March. We have got 2,077,560, and we know that we are given it as 50%, so we are going to say 0.5. 50% as a decimal becomes, remember, we say 50 over 100, we divide there, we're going to get 0.5. So we say 0.5 times 0.5, and then we multiply by the total for credit sales for February, which is 2,077,560. So we try to calculate it as such. 0.5 times 2,077,000, you're calculating by the credit sales for February. These are the ones that are going to be received in March, 50% of them. So we say 0.5, then we multiply by 2,077,560. And then we are going to get your 1,038,780. So here we are saying we are getting 1 million. Let's just try to see. You are getting 1,038,000 and 38,780. So these are the credit sales that are going to be February that are going to be in March. Then obviously we also have on the last part now is April. So April, we are going to calculate starting from credit sales for April that are going to be received in April. We start with those ones that are going to be received in the same month. So we go there to see the instruction in terms of proportion that is going to be received in the same month. Go to our answer section. Right, on the question part now, we are here, and we are told that on the first point, 25% in the same month of sale, and they receive a 5% discount. So this is going to apply for credit sales for March being received in March. So we can just try to put it down. So we are saying the proportion that we are given there is 25%. And remember, 25% is if you say 25 over 100, you convert it to a decimal, it becomes 0.25. Remember, say 125 gives 0.25. So we are going to use 0.25. So we're going to say 0.25 times the credit sales that will be given for the month that we want to look at, and then we also remove 5% discount, which is going to, if we say 100 minus 5, we are going to get 95%. So 95% as a decimal also becomes 0.95. Then here we multiply also by 0.95. So this is how we are going to calculate it. So we go there. And try to calculate it as such. So we are here. So we are saying we are multiplied by 0.25, and we multiply by the credit sales for that month that we are having April. For April, we are having 2,880,000. And then we multiply also by 0.95. So let's try to see what we get. We say 0.25, we multiply by 2,880,000. And then we multiply by 0.95. So the answer that we are supposed to get there is going to be 684,000. So 684,000 is the answer that we are going to put here. So we are saying here we're going to have 684,000. So this is what we have. So we go now and see credit sales for March going to be received in April. Remember, we said it's 50%. We can just try to go back and cross-check according to that instruction. So if we come to the instruction that we are given here, we give it that 50% after 30 days. So we are saying the month after. So this is going to apply on the part that we are right now if you come here, I would see now here we are going to put that the credit sales for March being received in April, we are going to apply 50%. So we are going to say 0.5 as of 50% and multiply by credit sales for March, which is 2,520,000. So we calculate it as such by saying 0.5 times 2,520,000, and then you're going to get your 1,260,000. So here we are saying we are giving 1,260,000. So this is what we have done. 2 months after, we are saying credit sales for February being received in April. Credit sales for February being received in April here. We are saying it's 2 months because we are saying 1, 2. So this is the instruction that we are given here. You can just go back to the instruction. The instruction is saying 20% are 60 days, which is second month after sale. So we go there and calculate it as such. We just say 20%. Remember, we are saying 20% of the credit sales for February. So it's 0.2 times credit sales for February. We've got 2,077,560. So let's try to calculate it as such. Now we say 0.2 times 2,077,560. And you are going to get your 415,512. So this is the answer that we are going to put here. 415,512. So this is what we, in terms of the collections for April. So having that now, we can now be able to calculate the total collection for April. Remember, here is closed, so we're not going to calculate the total, but you can calculate here. Whereby saying 415,512 plus 1,260,000 plus 684,000. Then the total that you're supposed to get here becomes 2,359,512. So this is what we have in terms of the data's collection schedule. Then we can try to go on to the next question that we have in terms of this video. That is saying calculate the previous salaries of each employee before the new employee was hired. So we go there to see what are we saying about those salaries. Remember, we have we come here and to try to see what we have according to the information that we are given. Let's just try to. So you'll see that the instruction of the salary is here on E. It increases the business employs 3 workers, each earning the same salary. BB Trident decided to employ a fourth assistant on 1 April 2024 at a salary of 1,200 rands below that of others. So we are going to find the salary before the adjustment, that is before April. So we go there. All the information that we are given, you see that salaries is we are having them here, and here we have got this 14,800, which means it's for 3 workers plus 1, which had a salary being reduced. So basically, we are going to formulate an equation by saying, let's just try to find out. Just try to formulate an equation by saying before the decrease of the salary with 3 workers. So let's just say the salary for each worker is S. So we're going to say 3S there. And then we have got another extra worker which was hired, which is 1,200 less than this one. So it's going to be plus X minus 1,200. So we are saying X minus 1,200 because of the instruction that we're given here says, let's just try to go back. It's saying decided to employ a fourth assistant on 1 April 2024 at a salary 1,200 below that of the others. So the others are earning S. Then the fourth worker that has been introduced is now S minus 1,200 because it is decreased by 1,200. And then in April, you get the total that you get there is 14,800. So we are going to say 14,800. So we want here the abbreviation that we are going to just put it there, we can just correct here. We're going to say S S minus 1. Remember, we are saying this salary decreased by 1,200. So you can just say S minus 1,200, whereby we remove the brackets, it becomes 3S plus S minus 1,200 equal to 14,800. And then we can simplify it further, whereby we correct line terms A3S plus S becomes 4S. And then we take 1,200, negative 1,200, the other side becomes positive. We say 40,800 plus 1,200. So we calculate it like that, whereby we are saying 14,800, and then we add 1,200, so then it goes to become 16,000. So you say 4S equal to 16,000. And obviously we divide by 4 sides, it becomes S equals to 4,000. So our question, go back again to our question to try to see specifically what is the question requiring. If we go to the question part, you see that it's saying calculate the previous salaries for each employee before the new hire. So for each employee, we are seeing that this is the figure that we got there. For each employee, it was 4,000 before. So we are just going to put our 4,000. So we can now go to our answer section, whereby we are saying try to see what we have in terms of. So we see that the answer that we got is 4,000. And then we can just try to summarize the working that we got there. Remember, we said 16,000. The final working that we did was 16,000 divided by 4. So give us our 4,000. Then on the next part of the question, which is 4.4, it reads calculate the missing amounts denoted by 1 to 3 in the cash budget. So we go to see those amounts 1, 2, 3. We are seeing that we go to our one there, which is saying cash sales for March. Cash sales for March, we go to the information that we are given. We are told that cash sales is 40%, and total sales for March is this one, which is question mark, which we calculated in the answer section. So we are just going to say 40% of that amount that we calculated to go to the other section. We are here, and we can just try to remove what we have there. So we are now saying our 40% of 2,880,000. So we are saying 40% is a decimal 0.4 times 2,880,000. And then we try to calculate it there. Let's see what we get there. We'll try to see. Let's try to go back and see what is the question actually saying. We've got our question here, which is saying calculate the missing figures 1, 2, 3, and then I will go to the information given to just verify in terms of the figures that we are picking. We are saying cash sales for March. So we are saying we are going to take the credit sales for March, and then we multiply by 0.4. So we go back there. So the credit sales for March, we are having the credit sales for our March, we are having 2,520,000, not 2,880. So you can just correct there, whereby we are saying 2,520,000. And then we calculate it as such. You are seeing that the figure that you are supposed to get there, we got supposed to get 1,680,000. Then we can go there and just enter that figure and summarize the working. Whereby here we are saying 40% is 40 over 100, which is again 0.4, and then we multiply by 2,520,000. Obviously it's over 1, and then the answer that we are getting, we're getting 1,680,000. Then on part 2, you see that on part 2 we are here, we're saying fixed deposit maturing see D above. So we can just refer back to D and try to see what is it saying. If you come here, you would see that we are saying the interest that we are given here, we are seeing that the difference that we have for March to April is at 3,000 minus 2,500, and then you get your 500. So to get this 500, we had said, see, remember, if you go to the question, let's go to the question and try to find out about the rate. If you go to the question, you'll see that we are given a rate of, on the question, let's try to see. We are here, whereby they are saying, calculate the missing amount denoted by 1 to 3 in the cash budget. So if you come here, you would see that this is the information that we have. And then we want to check about the rate that is being used for the interest. Go back again to check where the information D now. Information D is saying a part of the fixed deposit matured on 31 March 2024. The fixed deposit was invested at a rate of 6% per annum. So the 6% is per annum. So if you say the figure that we multiplied with for the fixed 6% to get this 500, we said 6% is 0.06, and then we multiply by X. We don't know what the amount of X, and then because this is just per month, and the movement that we are having from moving from 3,000 to 2,500 is from March to April, so it's for 1 month. So we're going to divide by the answer that we get will be the annum, then you divide by 4, and then you get your 500. This one. So to get the X and the deposit, we are now going to say 0.06 times X equals to 12 here times 500, and then it becomes X equal to 12 times 500 divided by 0.06. So we do as such, you see that the figure that you are going to get is going to be your 6,000. It's going to be your 6,000. So having done that, now you'd see that this is the amount that we are getting there by multiplying 12 times 500 to get 6,000, then you divide by 0.06. And then obviously your answer that you are going to get will become 100,000. So this is the figure that we are looking for on part of 2. So here we're going to have 100,000. So we can just go there and summarize that working on the other section, whereby we just include the final working that has led us to the final answer, whereby we are saying 12, whereby we are saying, let's just try to verify the working that we put there. 6,000 divided by 0.06. 6,000 divided by 0.06. Divided by 0.06. And then the final answer that we got there becomes 100,000. So here we're seeing. So this is the final answer that we have. Then we go to the last part of the question. So on the last part, we are going to find our 3, whereby our 3 is saying payment to creditors for item 3. And then we go to the explanation that we have in terms of payments to creditors. We see that we are told here about creditors, and they say credit purchases amount to 85% of all purchases. And then they say the business maintains a fixed best stock level. So a fixed base stock level means the sales that are going to take place will replace the sales in the same month. So we are saying we are going to determine the purchases by the sales figure for that month. So we go there and we are saying credit purchases, creditors are paid in full month after the date of purchase. So which means credit purchase for this month will be paid fully next month. All of them will pay next month. That's what it means. And then also the markup on cost price is 25%, very important, because we are going to base our purchases from the sales figure. So we're going to reduce to cost price, and we're going to use our markup there as a reference. So if you look at the question in terms of the month that we're going to calculate there, it's April. So we're going to deal with credit purchases for March, the ones that we are going to receive in March, in April, according to the instruction. So we go there and try to check on the credits, in terms of the total sales that we have for March. We can try to see about the total sales that we are given for March. We come here, you see that the total sales that we are given for March, we can get them from the other section. Let's try to see. We are given that for March credit sales is 2,520,000. So we can get total sales. We can get total sales from there. 2,520,000 represents our credit sales. And if you go there, in the question parts, we are told that there is an instruction that we are given that the fraction that is going to be for credit sales. So remember, cash sales is 40%, so it means credit sales we said is 60%. So it means that 2,520,000 that we have is 60%. So the figure that we want is 100% for total sales. So we're going to say 100% is what one that we need over 60 times the credit purchase figure that we have 2,520,000. And then we can get the total sales for March. And if you multiply it like that, you see that we're going to get multiplied by 2,520,000. We're going to get 4,200,000. So it means the other that we're going to get is 4,200,000, which means these are the total sales for March. So given this now, we know that the markup is 12% according to the question. We can just maybe try to refer back again. We are told that the markup is here, which is our 25%. So basically what it means is we can now be able to find our purchases that we are going to use. Remember, we said the sales will be replaced in the same month. So we are going to say this 420,000 is equal to the selling price, which is 100% plus 25%, which is 125% is the selling price. So it's representing 125%. The figure that we want is 100%. So we can just put it percent mark, then use simple proportion by saying 100 is what we don't have, 125 is what we have, and then multiply by the given figure 4,200,000 to get the total purchase figure for March. So we calculate it as such. You see that the figure that we are going to get there by saying 100 are divided by 125, and then you multiply by 4,200,000. You're going to get to 3,360,000. So this is going to represent your total your total purchases for March. So from there now, we can now calculate the proportion of credit sales that are going to be received in the month of April. So proportion of credit sales that we have, we are also told in the additional information that credit purchase amount to 85% of all purchases. So we are now saying 85% of 3,360,000. In other words, we are now saying 85 over 100 times 3,360,000. Then we can get the ones that are going to remember, these are the credit sales for March that are going to be received in April. So this is how we are going to calculate it, and then you can go to our answer section and summarize it yourself. So we are here, we are now seeing 85 over 100. And then we multiply by 3,360,000 over 1. And then the final answer that we are supposed to get there is 2,800,000. We can just try to calculate it. 2,856,000. So this is our answer there on the last part of our question. So this is what we've gathered for this video. Let's meet again in the next video. As for this video, I'm signing out.